Traders in the building, what is good? Welcome back to another video. Welcome back to the channel. So in today's video, guys, I'll be analyzing for you the dollar index, gold, US30 US100 AUDUSD and USDCAD. So without wasting any of your time, let's get started. In front of us, we do have the dollar index, and I am bearish long term on this market. The reason for this is because this market has just broken below a very strong area of significance. This was a trend line, as you can see, really respected a couple of times over there and over there, and now at the moment the market is broken below that trend. Not only that, the market is currently trending below a very strong area of support slash now turned into a resistance over here. As you can see, in the past this was a very strong area of resistance. Market broke above, came back to retest, couldn't break below for like 3 years straight. The market kept on supporting above that support, and now at the moment you saw that last month the market ended up breaking below. And so those are my two reasons why I have a bearish bias on this market. Now the way you can trade this market is you need to go to a smaller time frame. For this one, the daily time frame. So as you can see on this particular time frame, it seems like the market is preparing to go up. And I say this because, as you can see, the kind of price action that has formed over here, the market created a lower low, right? And then it created a lower high, then it created a higher low, then it created a higher high, and then a higher low, and then now this is a higher high. So obviously you can expect that this from here, the market is going to create another higher low to then go and create a higher high back to that particular area of structure over there. So that's a possibility that I'm looking at, because if the market was supposed to just keep on selling, I believe it would have just kept on selling, breaking below this structure, and then just continuing down. So for the week that is coming, this is something to look out for. Two areas of interest: this particular support over here and this area of resistance. I do see the possibility of the market pushing all the way to that resistance, and from that resistance I will then be anticipating that overall move to the downside. And if that doesn't happen, assuming that the market just opens and then it just starts to trade back below this area of resistance, then of course wait for it to retest and then sell the market all the way to the downside. That's all I have on this market. Moving on to gold, let's go to the higher time frame, daily time frame, and over there let's see how market is behaving on this particular time frame. So as you can see on this particular time frame, this market has created a double top formation over there, and this is why we saw the market selling, and that's because of that particular high over there. So for the week that is coming, I do expect the market to continue selling, hopefully back to this area of support. And this is an area of support that I'm looking at as an area where if we buy from here, the market should, or would rather, hopefully continue going up long term. Because remember, the market, you always need to buy low and sell high, as you would say, as you saw over here. The market over there created a resistance, then pushed back, and then when it proved that area of resistance, it then now turned into a newly formed support. And had you bought here, the market, you would have, as you can see at the moment, the market pushed high, so giving us that impulse move. So also I do expect the market, before I can anticipate that long-term buy, for it to come back to this support, and this is a very good area for us to anticipate those buys. But for the week that is coming, maybe what you can do, going to the 1 hour time frame, I also do recognize we do have some areas which are an area of support and resistance over here. As you can see, we do have a very strong area of resistance in this particular structure over here, and also we do have an area of support over here. So maybe you could buy and sell in between those areas, and whichever direction the market breaks, then you can then take it and go with that direction. At the moment, as you can see, this is a very strong area of resistance. As you can see, anytime the market reaches this high over there, it sells, and anytime the market reaches this low, it buys. So we could see something similar to that, because as you can see, when the market broke below, it sold below that resistance, and when it reached this support, it bought. And now, because you're coming from this resistance, we could see the market coming down to this support and buying again back to that resistance. It could just behave in that way in range, so be careful of that. Watch out for that. It's another possibility. Moving on to US30, I'm bullish on this market. Let's go to the higher time frame. On this particular time frame, you can clearly see that this market is in a bullish trend. As you can see, the market is going up. Not only that, now the market is in a move, an impulsive move to the upside. So as you can see, this was an impulse, and then this was a correction, then this was an impulse, right, and then this was a correction. So now the market is preparing to give us another yet a beautiful impulse to the upside. So because of this move, I do expect the market to continue going up, at least to create new higher highs, and hopefully just keep on going in that direction. So the way you can trade this market is, again, smaller time frame. For this one, just go straight to the daily time frame, and over there you want to identify areas of interest where you could potentially buy from. So as you can see, the market here has reached an area of significance yet again. This particular structure over here, we have a very strong sensitive zone around this area over here. So as you can see, when the market was below, it sold, and then when the market was above, it just kept on buying. So because of this, I do see the possibility of the market selling from here back to this area of support. As you can see, anytime the market is here, it buys back to this support, and this could just be acted as an impulse, then correction to then give us that impulse to the upside, then a correction to then give us yet another impulse to the upside. So this is a possibility when I look at this market. However, anything could happen. The market could just open and then push to the upside, and then from there we await a retest and then a continuation to the upside. Pretty much that is all I see on this market. But long term, I am bullish. There's nothing that really suggests bearishness for me, at least at the moment. I'll be looking for buyers on this market. Moving on to US100, we also have similar price action on this market. If you go to the higher time frame, the monthly time frame, you can see that similar price action to that of US30. This market giving us that impulse correction, then an impulse, and then gave us a correction. So now we are expecting that impulse to the upside to create those new higher highs. Now the way you can trade this market, again, go to the smaller time frame. For this one, straight to the daily time frame, and again, you want to identify areas of interest where you could potentially buy and or sell from. So as you can see over here, we also do have another yet interesting structure over here. This particular structure of resistance over there. So as you can see, the market resisted from there, resisted. When the market broke above it, then acted as an area of support. Again, came back to retest, acted as an area of support. The market was below it, sold. So again, we could see the market respecting this particular structure over here. From there, we could see the market selling back to this support before we can then see that impulsive move to the upside. It's another possibility, or the market could just push the upside, claiming coming to reclaim that trend line, and also this particular high over there, just retest, and then the market could just behave in that manner. That's another possibility for the week that is coming. Moving on to AUDUSD, let's go to the higher time frame. AUDUSD, I'm bullish on this market long term, and the reason for this is because, as you can see, we just come from a very strong area of support, support over here, support, and so because of this, I believe that this market has room to continue buying all the way to that resistance over there. Now, the way you can trade this market is, again, you need to go to a smaller time frame. For this one, I'm going to start on the weekly time frame, and over there, you want to identify areas of interest where you could potentially buy and or sell from. So as you can see, I have two areas of interest which I had identified on this particular market, this high and this low over here. So what I'm looking for is, because the market, I can see that for the week, this is the candlestick we got between this market. They couldn't break above and they couldn't break below. It means the market has found a range inside of this of these highs and lows over there. So if you go to a smaller time frame, the daily time frame, what I'm looking for the week that is coming is, I do expect the market exactly where we are. I do expect the market to buy to back to this resistance, and from this resistance I will be looking for sales, possibly because of how the market behaved over here. Again, I will be buying and selling in between of this high and low. From this low I buy, this resistance I sell, in whichever direction the market breaks. If it breaks above, then I will start to look for those buys long term, and if it breaks below, then it's just a retracement, maybe back to this support over here to then give us that impulse to the upside. That's all I see on this market. Moving on to USDCAD, and I am closing with this one. So my bias long term on this market was bearish because, as you can see, we have a very strong area of resistance over here, which when the market broke above, I expected a retracement and a continuation. However, we saw the market coming back inside and closing inside of that range, and because of that, I really thought the market was just going to continue selling all the way to the downside. However, as you can see currently right now with this current candlestick, the market has found an area of support exactly from these highs over here. As you can see, anytime the market reached over there, it sold, broken above and then retraced, and then now the market is going to the upside. Not only that, the market is supporting also from this particular trend over here. As you can see, first touch over there, second touch, third touch, fourth, and this is our fifth touch on this particular structure. So this is a very strong area where the market could buy from. So now, because of this, I'll be buying the market until the market proves me that maybe it wants to go down. For the moment, the price action that is printed in front of us is bullish, and because of that, I'll be buying the market. So the way I'm going to do it is go to a smaller time frame here. This is the last structure that I can identify which was created. So as you can see over here, we do have a break, a retest, and then a move to the downside, and then the market now has broken above. So now this is a change of structure. So I do expect a retracement to this support over here, and then I'll just buy the market exactly on this area, because should the market not buy from there, instead it comes back down, then it would mean the market, this was just a fake out. So of course, then I would expect the market to keep on selling to the downside. Pretty much that is all I see on this market for the week that is coming. If you appreciate this kind of content, please do consider to like this video, subscribe to the channel, and turn on the notification bell so that next week when I post, you can always get notified. With that being said, thank you guys for watching up to this far. If you are, I love you. I'll see you when I see you, and I'm out.